Education is not just about classrooms, books, or exams. It is about the future of a nation. Every child who walks into a school carries more than a backpack. They carry the hopes of their family, their community, and their country. But what happens when the system meant to lift them up begins to leave them behind? Today, we look beyond our borders to other nations and ask a powerful question. What happened when they tried outcomes-based education? And more importantly, what can our country learn from their experiences? Outcomes-based education, known as OBE, is a learning system that measures success by what students can demonstrate rather than by how much content they can memorize. It has been adopted, modified, and in some cases abandoned by countries around the world. In this video, we break down what OBE is, how it works, where it has struggled, and what lessons can be learned from international experience. In the 1990s and early 2000s, especially between 1995 and 2007, parts of Australia adopted OBE-style systems. Teachers were given broad goals instead of clear lessons. Students were assessed on demonstrating understanding instead of mastering specific knowledge. Soon, cracks began to show. Teachers asked, what actually should we teach? How do we measure success fairly? What does good enough really mean? In many schools, students were moving forward, even when they struggled with basic reading, writing, and mathematics. Parents became concerned. Teachers felt overwhelmed. Communities felt confused. In Western Australia, public pressure grew so strong that by 2007, major parts of the OBE system were officially removed. The system returned to clear standards, structured subjects, and stronger foundations. Australia did not regret skills, but it learned a powerful lesson. Skills without strong knowledge are like a house without a foundation. Australia was not alone. In South Africa, OBE was introduced nationally in 1998 as part of a new education vision after democracy. But classrooms were overcrowded. Many teachers lacked training, and outcomes were too complex to manage at scale. Students fell behind. Teachers struggled. The system became difficult to sustain. By around 2010 to 2012, South Africa officially moved away from OBE and returned to more structured, content-based curriculum. In parts of the United States, between 1990s and early 2000s, OBE system reforms were tested in some states and districts, but universities and employers reported that many students lacked strong academic foundations. Most states later shifted towards standard-based education systems instead of pure OBE. Yet some countries choose a different path. In Singapore, from the early 2000s to today, education focuses on outcomes but also maintains strict national standards, strong teacher training, and high-stakes examinations. In New Zealand, since the early 2000s, the national curriculum has combined learning outcomes with clear subject standards. They learned that balance matters. The lesson from the world is simple. Education is not just about skills, and it is not just about memorization. It is about balance. Children need to think, but they also need to read. They need to create, but they also need to calculate. Without strong foundations, even the brightest dreams can collapse. So Papua New Guinea is not just a place on a map. It is the sound of children laughing on their way to school. It is parents working hard so their sons and daughters can hold a pencil instead of a tool. It is villages and cities united by one hope, that education will open a better tomorrow. We do not speak today to criticize. We speak because we care. Other nations walked this road before us. From the 1990s to today, they tested, they struggled, and they learned. Now, it is our turn to listen, because every year we delay, a child grows older, a dream grows weaker, a future becomes harder to reach. Let us learn from the world, not for politics, not for pride, but for the children who will one day lead this nation. Their future begins in our classrooms, and the choices we make today will echo for generations. If you believe education shapes a nation, share this message, start a conversation, ask questions, because real change begins when people care enough to speak.